Welcome to this week's Anglers Channel Insider Podcast, brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Now here's your host, Chris Brown.
Welcome, folks, to this week's Anglers Channel Insider Podcast, brought to you by Ranger Boats, powered by Mercury Marine. Of course, shocked to life by Lithium lithium batteries. If you are one of the few people that texted the hotline this week and said, CB, I'm buying lithium, so what do I have to have? That's a stupid question. You got to have lithium batteries. That's the only lithium to own. That's the only one to have. Right, Kenneth?
Well, let me tell you this. I don't know if it's the only one to have, but they work. That's for sure.
And if you need to know what you got to have, the RB100 HP for cranking, the RB100 for trolling, need 3 of those. And then you need to go to dualpro.com and you got to get you a badass dual power charger that will charge anything in your boat. Absolutely awesome. And make sure.
I will add to this. If you search on the internet, you'll hear all kinds of different things about using a lithium battery as your starting battery.
Right.
And I was a little leery myself, but I've got quite a bit of time on this one. It's not a problem.
I've got over a year on one and never had an issue. So it's I've heard the same debate, but I figure once you go lithium, you don't go back.
Correct.
How could you? Right. How could you? I don't know where David's mind is there. He's off in left field there. But
David hasn't gone lithium yet.
He has not gone lithium yet. So you got to do that. You got to go to RelyOnBattery.com /AnglersChannel. And then if you want 10% off, you don't have to, but if you want 10% off, use the code AnglersChannel. It helps everybody in this loop, AnglersChannel, for 10% off, and they've got free shipping. So if you don't believe me, wait a few minutes, you'll hear the commercial, and you'll hear it again. So make sure you use that code. It'll be a good deal. It is the week of April 21st, or it is April 21st as this airs. I'm Chris Brown, along with Director of all things Anglers Channel, Mr. David Jong, and then of course Anglers Channel Insider, Mr. Kenneth Grover, in his shop /man cave /garage
happy place.
His happy place right there.
If I'm not on the deck of the boat, this is my second happiest place.
His second happiest place. So there's X-Zone baits on the wall, his Strike King baits on the wall, got his rod gloves on his rods behind him. Dude, you are set up. How's life treating you these days?
Okay, I guess. Probably better than I deserve.
Okay. Good. David, how about you? What's your weather up there?
It was the last few days, it's gotten a bit chillier. I think high in the 40s. So no snow though. At least not where I got. I know that some guys, it looks like up north, got a bit of snow, but I don't think anything that's stuck. But other parts of the country, a little bit further south of here, got snow. We'll be getting snow with a couple inches. So can't complain too bad.
I saw the bass set up for a nation event over in Kansas, and the day before it was clear, and the next day they had a few inches of snow on the bass tournament trailer set up there, which is pretty crazy. So hopefully those guys make that out. Okay, our buddies from Bass Talk Live, Matt Pangrak, I think he's fishing that one. They call it Snowball 2021 is what he called for that one. He was all wrapped up in his hoodie and his deal, and so. Speaking of which, though, we are excited. I mean, stupid excited, very excited. A few weeks ago, we talked to Travis from Under Armour with regards to some new products they've got coming, this summer, and ISO Chill and all that. And I was able to bend Travis's arm a little bit, and Under Armour is the newest clothing partner of AnglersChannel.com. So we are very excited to welcome them into our family of folks that we work with, and very excited to be bringing you guys some awesome Under Armour content here soon. And just excited about it. I mean, they got a great product lineup. I was over at Sportsman's Warehouse in Chattanooga earlier today as we record this on Tuesday, and had a lot of cool Under Armour stuff there. So you guys make sure, if you're looking for some new clothing for the summertime, make sure you check out Under Armour. fish at underarmour.com. They've got some very, very cool stuff going on right now and some cool stuff coming. So make sure you check those guys out. Also, too, we're recording this for YouTube, but we're talking about too. I got some new stickers in, some new AnglersChannel.com stickers. There's a great way to get your hands on one of these. It's very, very simple. You don't have to be texter number 2 or 6 or 10. You just have to text your name and your mailing address to 256-535-3217, and I will send you one of these badass little AnglersChannel.com stickers, courtesy of our friends Kevin and Carrie Short at Peepers Baits. These up for me and send them out, and of course I paid for them, but they did a great job printing those up. So 256-535-3217 X-Zone hotline. Just send me your name and your mailing address. I will get you fixed up with an AnglersChannel.com sticker. So make sure you check that out. And I know we'll talk about it a little more in just a minute. I know we've talked about the You Pick 'em, and we're in our final week. So if you have not gotten your picks in yet, you do that now and over. Get that in and get that done, because midnight tonight, Wednesday the 21st, it's over for April. And your chance to win a Yeti backpack is out the freaking window. Okay? But I have good news. If you don't win the Yeti backpack, you have a chance in May to win a brand new pair. Ready for this, Kenneth? You can't win them, but you can try. A brand new pair of the Costa Pro fantails. They are super cool. That's right. So the fantail, this is I think this is the matte wetlands. They're green mirror glass, and they are, super sexy. I'd keep them, but I've already got a pair of Raphaels that I love in Costas. But this will be, along with, of course, the Badass Trophy, these will be up next for the May You Pick 'em winner. So, see, I'm giving you incentives to play this game. And later on, I'll give you even more incentives to play this game on a weekly basis. So,
as if the trophy's not enough incentive.
That's what I'm saying. The trophy alone, it's sitting right, it's right there. Mine is. But see, ours is little compared to what the new kids get. They get a big one. And I'm telling you, at the end of the year, we're gonna do a fish off. Okay, we're gonna do a tournament. It may be a 1 week deal, or I haven't decided yet, but we're gonna do a deal for one of them Karate Kid trophies. It's like yay high. Okay, we're gonna do that. So y'all just wait for that. That's real. That's happening. That's gonna go on. So you guys make sure you check that out. And a big shout out to our buddy Burl Gentry. Burl's a longtime listener. Not a first time texter, but he was the second texter this last past week, and he did win a brand new Anglers Channel hat. And Burl, I'm gonna tell you what, because David, you said it earlier, and I'm gonna tell you something, Burl, if you're listening. Okay, reading your text from last week, you said you have 18 bass fishing podcasts in your iTunes. Bass Talk Live was 1, Alabama Bass Trail was 2, and Anglers Channel Insider was in your top 5. I'm not going to bribe my way to the top 3, but I'm going to bribe my way to the top 3. So I'm thinking a cap, decals, maybe a lanyard, a buff. I don't know. I'll find something, Pearl. But whatever it takes to get to that top 3, I'm there. So we'll do what we got to do. So congratulations on that one, bud.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any other podcast that gives as much away to its listeners than we do.
There's not.
We don't have a budget necessarily, but we're not. But we're giving stuff away, right?
Yeah.
Compared to some other podcasts.
We don't have a budget. What is that? I'm really getting paid on this job. What are you talking about?
A budget is just limitations.
That's it. It's one of those things. But yes, that's coming. Y'all wait for it, because that's going to be good. But Burl, congratulations. You are the winner from the number 2 texture last week. We'll have to find a better number. I tell you what, I got a lot of text this week. I really did. I got a lot of texts, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. 256-535-3217, the X Zone hotline. Find out why Brandon Pollock, Carl Jackson, and others love their X Zone. If you haven't watched the new BP series from the Sabine, he and Vandy Hammer, Kyle Vandiver, his film guy, which I got to say, I mean, I've seen and met a lot of those guys, and a lot of them. And this goes back to our camera conversation, David. We've been having a camera conversation for a week, it seems like, but this goes back to that you know, Kyle Vandiver. I mean, these guys are killing it on a number of fronts with their tournament blogs and vlogs and everything else. But man, Kyle with BP, dude, he's killing it day after day with those guys, and just really cool to see. My favorite clip, I put in my Instagram story today. My favorite clip from that was when they were passing the Dairy Queen and they missed the cut ice cream. So Kyle was pretty disappointed. So that was good. But you got to make sure you watch the BP series. All those are really, really good. So make sure you check that out. I did. I got a text today. I got to find it. It's funny. I got a text today from a good friend of mine, and I just had to read it to you because it's pretty comical. He said, "What are you hearing about MLF these days? Do they still exist?" And I kind of had to laugh because last year, or a year and a half ago, I had another buddy, not the same one, a different one, that sent me a text, and he says, is bass even relevant anymore? And I'm not getting on a whole MLF bass pro circuit, Big Five or whatever it is deal. But he went on to make the comment that he was a little disappointed in, I don't want to say PR because we all love Joe Opager. Right? Joe's a great dude. But he said, I literally had to go to their website to see who won heavy hitters. It blew his mind that literally nobody was talking about it on social that night. And they gave out $200,000, $100,000 to Alton Jones, $100,000 to Jeff Sprague. And he's right. I mean, nobody's talking about it. It was there briefly. And I had to look back. I mean, I watched a brief smidge of live, whatever day that was. Was that last Tuesday or Wednesday? What day was that? It was Wednesday of last week, wasn't it?
Yep. Championship.
Yeah. Championship day. So I watched just a brief little bit of it, but and I saw where Alton won. I saw where Jeff won for the big fish for that deal, but they gave away a lot of money and not a lot of PR around it or behind it. So thoughts on that, guys?
I mean, that's been a bit of a mystery to us since day one. I mean, a lot of it's their format and the way they do. There's no reason to be there on site. So, right. I mean, you're kind of left to what they're willing to produce themselves because other outlets aren't there to do it for them.
Right.
And a lot of it comes from the anglers themselves. I mean, the majority of what I see on social media is what the anglers produce.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, our buddy Jay Kumar at Bass Blaster, he's always got the top baits from that deal out. Usually the week after, or shortly thereafter. I think today's or yesterday's email was the 2 through 5 baits or whatever. But it's interesting though that. I mean, it's not like going to a Big Five event or going to an Elite Series event where you have other media come in or they're going to be there covering the event, because it is tough because there's no way in. There's nothing there to congregate the guys to talk to besides launch. So, and a lot of these they can trailer to different ramps and put in, as long as they're with their marshal, I believe, or their judge. But it is, you would think they would want to step that up and get a little more exposure for it. But heck, heavy hitters, I mean, it's not a made for TV deal, obviously, because they announced the winners and everything on a daily basis. But I don't know. It's just weird to me and others that they're not publicizing things more or not pushing things more. Or maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe my algorithm is so bad and they hear, the big brother hears me talking about this week in and week out. And he's like, yeah, we're not going to push more info to CB. We're going to move on to people that actually care. Is that a true statement there?
I mean, if it is, I'm caught in the same algorithm.
Well, I'm just not seeing it, and I felt like I would see more of it, but I'm just not seeing it. David, are you seeing it?
Well, I was gonna say, I think it's the whole trickle down effect, because even like whether you're talking about Toyota series, maybe those are a bit worse examples, but for instance, the BFLs, because those are almost every weekend, and you don't see a single article really on their website. Like, we post up their results that they send us,
right?
And I think that's the only place where you find, what was it, BFL level, like for sure BFL results. Like, you don't find them on the Major League Fishing site. So I think it's a whole trickle down effect where, for some odd reason, after, again, not like it's something that after the takeover, that you just don't see any type of coverage. It doesn't matter if it's BPT or, all the way down to BFL. You don't see much coverage at all.
Right. No, you don't. And the BFL write-ups used to be a write-up, right? It used to be an interview and a write-up process. We used to get a lot. Now all we get standings or the results, which I can go to their website and dig through 19 pages and find the results. And they'll send a picture or two or whatever it is. So it's, I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. So while you're texting me to send me your address for a sticker, give me your thoughts on how you feel about BPT this year, or MLF, FLW, Big Five, whatever it's called this week, 256-535-3217. We'd love to know. I need to see if can I publish that on this thing? How does that work? I know there's got to be a way.
The ticker?
Yeah, I know there's a ticker. There it is. It's right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at there. See? I'm learning this live stuff now, KG. It's taking me a few minutes. It ain't live. It's for YouTube, but sorry for
one day you're going to be an expert.
So sorry for the podcast listeners. If you're listening to the podcast, you'd like to watch this show, or the three of us dummies, you can always, Jordan just walked through. You can always go to the AnglersChannel YouTube page. You'll find it there, and we can have a little bit of fun with that as well. You can kind of put a face to a voice to a face, and we can find out a good idea, but you can do it. So we'll hide that. Come back to that in a little bit. A couple more deals real quick before we get into the rest of the show. Don't have a guest tonight. Kind of been a crazy week on a lot of fronts. Between tournaments last week and everything else going on, may or may not put a house up for sale. You name it. I mean, we're just kind of going through all kinds of things around here. But one thing, while we're on the bass side of things, the Bass Nation Championship was announced yesterday, going to the Ouachita River, November 3rd through the 5th, and yours truly will be there shooting photos for that. So love my Nation guys. Those guys are a cool group of folks. So excited to be down there and shoot that with them. So Nation guys, November 3rd through the 5th, Ouachita River. That should be a good one there in northern Louisiana. Never been there. So been to Lake Ouachita, or Ouachita, as some call it. I'll get to visit the Ouachita River now, or Ouachita River. Sorry, excuse me for that. All right, let's jump into a few you pick'ems and see what we can do. David, let me find you a little sound effect here.
What a dumb bass.
Yep, that's for me. So we'll go that route.
Wow, David doesn't deserve that.
No, that's for me. That's for me. I picked the sound effect, so we can go that. It's better than that one. If we do that, we know something's going on around here. Or
yeah, maybe we'll figure out what button to push for you, and we'll get that sound later on.
It's that one right there. I promise you. The thing about it is, though, with this system now, and I'm not knocking them. I'm not going to say who makes it. I'm having some issues with it, and so that sound can mean one of two things: either somebody's cussing or the system just shut down. One of the two, because that happens occasionally, and so I'm a little bit little bit on edge right now with my podcasting equipment at this point, but it's okay. We'll get it all figured out. So, David, what you got for you pick'ems this week, my friend?
All right. First up is the Mr. Bass of Arkansas guys. They were fishing out on Lake DeGray and catching 16.14 pounds with a 728 kicker. Creighton Sawyer won that event there.
Would you say a 728 kicker?
Yep, 728 big bass.
Wow, that's cool. Your you pick'em winner with 1603, Mr. Bill Bates won that one. So congratulations, Bill. And for our group, Michelle likes dead. Where'd that go? Hang on, I got it.
Never give up! Never give up! Ah! Woo!
Never give up. There you go. So, all right, that's that one. What else you got?
Next up, the Major League Fishing BFL on the Great Lakes Division on the Mississippi River out in La Crosse. The winner of that event with 18 pounds and 1 ounce is Aiden Brown. He won $4,900 at that event.
All right, 1801. Mike Davenport won that event for the U Pick'ems with a 1775. And hey, look at there. I actually won one. So let me get my little, or better yet, where'd it go? It is still
Thing is sexy. Sexy.
there you go. There you go. And I know you're looking for Georgia Bass Trail, aren't you?
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, good.
They let me in the secret club, so I got
They
it.
let you in the club. How'd they do that? They won't let me in the club. So, all right, what you got?
All right, so yeah, Georgia Bass Trail guys were fishing on Seminole this past weekend, and the winner there with 2308 pounds was a team of Mason Brock and David Johnson.
Okay, I just happened to see that you said 2308 was the winner.
Yep.
Okay, so let me look through here real quick and do some quick calculations and see where we're at. I have to come back on that one to find the winner in that. You said 23. I will write that down. 2308.
2308.
So I will find the U Pick'ems winner before we are said and done here. I promise. So, all right, what's next? I can tell you this. Hang on a minute. I got those 2308. Damn it, David, you won that one too. Look
Really?
David gets a point. How about them apples? So, yep.
Slowly creeping. Slowly
creeping. It's a long creep, but it's a slow creep. All right, what else you got?
All right, so the Bass Champs guys were fishing on Lake Amistad this whole entire weekend, but this week we picked the Saturday weight and the winning. Yep. So the team of Logan McDonald and Jerry McDonald caught 1848 to win that event there on Saturday.
Right. And as much as I hate to say it, are you sure we didn't do Sunday? We should do Sunday. No, okay, we'll do Saturday. Michelle Eichstead.
Never give up! Never give up!
She actually won the point on both sides with 1810. So,
wow.
As much as I hate to give that away, she won the point on both sides. So, but
She's gonna be hard to catch now.
she is. She really is. She's got a little bit of a lead. It's not a runaway, but she's got a little bit of a lead. So. So anyway, all right, you got one more, and then I'll bring you the Georgia Bass Trail you pick up.
All right, so the Big Bass Splash was out on Sam Rayburn, and Sam Rayburn looks like it's still coughing a big fish, but the winner there, catching it on Friday in the 8 to 9 o'clock hour, was Julie Brown. She caught a massive 1129.
What hour was that? That was day one.
Friday, that's the second hour on Friday, which is the 8 to 9 o'clock hour.
Okay. All right. So that went for the U Pick'ems, that went to David Rose, not the Schitt's Creek David Rose. If anybody watches Schitt's Creek, that's a great show, where it was till they went off the air. But the regular David Rose with an 1129 hit it on the head. I need a dinger. Where's that? I
Stand down.
We'll give her a stand down. How's
You
that?
can just get a recording of Jacob Wheeler saying it, right?
Shut your face. Right this. Shut your face.
What?
Moving on.
She big.
That's what we're gonna do. We're going. That's
a big one.
that is a big 11-29 for the win there. David Rose scores 2 points and moves into an unofficial official tie for the lead there. And then going back to the Georgia Bass Trail on Seminole, 23:08 for the win. Brandon Black, 22:87. Grabs the you pick 'em pick there, and I grabbed the you pick 'em, or I grabbed our point for the Big Bass Splash, and then David, you grabbed it for the Georgia Bass Trail. So that brings our totals now. Let me pull up the old website there where I can see who I got. Because if you noticed, I what time did the email go out this week, David? Did you get the email this week?
I did. I didn't see the time. I know that it was in my email box early Monday morning.
Monday morning.
When I woke up, I looked at it. Oh, it's there.
That's exactly right. Early Monday morning, so it went out. So David Rose and Rob Brown are currently tied for 2 points apiece going into this week's final week of April. So those guys are fighting for not only the trophy of all trophies. I mean, second to only the classic trophy. I mean, I know the TNPFL's got a Tundra hood for their trophies, but our trophy is. I mean, it's just right a step above it. Rob Brown, David Rose, 2 points apiece there, but in a close second, Daniel McDonald, Russell DeCamp, Richard Pilney, Mr. John Petria, Kenneth Grover, Patrick Brondus, Hunter Ferris, Michelle Eichstead. Oops, wrong button.
Never give up! Never give up!
Mike Davenport, Bill Bates, and now Brandon Black. 1 point behind the leader there. And I'm saying there's a chance, boys. There's a chance that you very well could take home that win. So Kenneth Grover, you're in the hunt. So I'm just going to put that out there for you. And then if you look at our points, Michelle leads with a very strong 5 points for the month. KG's got 2, and then David and I both have 3 apiece. So David, got to buckle down. I know we both got our picks in early because we always do them early. It's our points are also picked off a tie, which is timestamp. So we get ours in early. Kenneth won't get his in until 11:58 tomorrow night, if at all.
Or I'll mess around and not get it in at all.
Exactly. I wasn't going to say it. But every month there's a damn asterisk beside my name because of him not getting a pick in. So, but go ahead and get those in, and that'll be good.
Is your math right? How many points did I get last week?
I don't know. How many did you get last week?
I thought David 2. was coming in with 2.
So, and how many?
Because I with you, but he only got 1 this week.
Oh, I thought I had 2. I thought I had 2 this week.
What'd you have 2 on?
Oh, I thought you said I got the one for
Michelle won. Michelle won Mr. Bass of Arkansas. I won the BFL.
Okay.
Lacrosse. You won the Georgia Bass Trail.
Okay.
Michelle won Bass Champs on Amistad on both sides. And I won the Big Bass Splash.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go. Listen. I'll go back. I'll have it certified.
No, that's fine. I just want to see if I could give Michelle a scare since she's not with us today. So
we can scare her. We can scare her. You got 5, so we can give her a scare. So I can edit this show. Forget. I can. Whoever wants to win can win. I can make this happen for the right price. So the right price. I tell you what. Let's take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll do the Costa countdown to blast off, and then we'll get back. See what else we can get into right here on the Anglers Channel Insider Podcast. See, I'm telling you, I'm going full production send right here.
Who does not love a great spinnerbait bite?
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, and before we get into the Costa County and the blast off, I want to mention that because I spent some time, like I said, at Chattanooga Sportsman's Warehouse yesterday, and I got to talk with Rob Lindsay, who is a college angler from Bryant University, works at Sportsman's, and he's like the guru of all gurus there now for fishing. And I said, all right, dude, pick me 4 or 5 baits. Let's talk about what's happening on Chick, Nickajack, Gunnersville, surrounding areas, this time of year, what's going on. And dude, honest to God, the first thing he picks up is a daggum KVD spinnerbait. I'm like, hey, there you go. And I asked him, I said, so what's the deal? Because the bladed jig, the Thunder Crickets and Chatterbaits of the worlds have taken over, for so long. And now all of a sudden we're seeing, Christie went on a spinnerbait and Lowen threw a spinnerbait some, and we're seeing spinnerbaits pop up all over the place now. So, I mean, KG, what's your thoughts on a good? I know you build them, but what's your thoughts?
It is called a lot of rain. There's your short answer.
Oh, you're right. I agree. Because when
high water, colored water.
When the first came out years and years and years ago, it was called the Pure Poison then. When that first came out behind the chatterbaits, I wasn't confused, but I was just asking, where do you throw this? And a lot of folks told me where you would normally throw a spinnerbait. So could it be that a lot of folks, or a lot of fish rather, they're dialed into the chatterbait bite or what that looks like, how that reacts. And they're like, been bit by that. I'm not going to do it again. But then a spinnerbait comes by and they're like, ooh, lunchtime. Could it be that they hadn't seen it so long?
That could be a little bit of it, but I will tell you this: a spinnerbait is a little bit more weedless, or less prone to get hung up around wood. You can work it easier around wood. So as we've got so many lakes with higher water, obviously you got more wood in the water. The spinnerbait kind of makes it a little bit easier to kind of get around that.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying I did that, and then I took a look at. And you're going to like this. I did a little video on it. Maybe I'll bring that up in another video or another podcast that we do. But I took a look at the new tour grade. Well, that spinnerbait that was just on that commercial, the new tour grade spinnerbait. My God, it is sexy. I mean, 7 different blade combos, 13 different colors. I mean, I don't know why, unless you're having one of KG's hand-built spinnerbaits. I don't know why you need anything else, to be honest with you. It's just a good-looking spinnerbait. And the skirt's right. I mean, the wire's right. I mean, I'm excited to get some and throw them. So it'll be a good deal. So what's your only spin? If you only have one spinnerbait, Kenneth, I need a size, color, blade combo. Go.
1/2 ounce chartreuse and white skirt, a gold Colorado ahead of a silver willow.
Okay. I like it. 1/2 ounce. Trailer?
It depends on time of year, but I'll go no trailer most of the time.
No trailer most of the time. Trailer hook?
No.
Okay. All right. Really? Wow. All right. Hey, I'm all
if it's the right combo, you don't need a trailer hook or a trailer.
You're damn right. You're damn right about that. So, all right, jumping to the Costa countdown, the blast off. Before I do that real quick, David, we're just going to do it. I know the email said 11 a.m. Central, Wednesday the 21st. We're just going to do it. Screw it. I don't. What are they going to do?
Okay.
What are they going to do? Fires? But coming out, I mean, it'll be if depending on what time you're listening to this or watching this, it'll be out. I mean, it'll be out here at 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday on all the interwebs. But place really the only place you're going to see it's AnglersChannel.com, right? Because it was sent to us to send out, right? That's what I'm going with. So, but basically, Costa has come up with the Costa Compete and Conserve Contingency program. Okay, ready for this? A new contingency program for bass anglers who wear Costa sunglasses. KG, that's us.
I qualify.
We qualify.
Costa sunglasses.
And we compete in select tournament trails. Anglers who compete in a sanctioned tournament and post the highest place finish will be eligible to receive a cash payout. In addition, Costa will make a corresponding cash donation to one of 5 program conservation partners on behalf of you the angler. Anglers and conservation will both benefit from this program. Registration for the program. You ready for it, Kenneth? Get your checkbook ready. It's free. It's free.
Perfect.
Registration is free. All you have to do is own a pair of Costas to qualify, and you just got to wear them while you compete. It's that simple. So have them visible on the weigh-in stage to be eligible for the payouts. The highest placing registered participant in a Costa compete and Conserve sport will be awarded a cash bonus, and will choose a pre-approved conservation organization, like I just said. Conservation partners would be Friends of the Reservoirs, the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, which I've got points on there later, American Rivers, the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the Johnny Morris Foundation. So very cool deal. Go to CostaCompeteandConserve.com to learn more about it. Let me just take a look here, KG, to see what you're eligible for. You are, let's see, all events. I'll click on this. And you are fishing the Toyota Series, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so the Toyota Series, but your next event is where?
Chickamauga.
Lake Chickamauga. All right, so you are eligible. Where's the payouts for that, David? I saw them right here. 2021 payouts. Duh, they're right there. All right, if you are fishing a Toyota Series event, highest placing finisher. Let's see, is that right? MLF Toyota Series. Yep, highest placing finisher gets $1,000.
Wow, that's
Just
like what you say, $200.
$1,000 for the highest placing finisher who's in the Costa program. You don't have to win it. You just got to be the highest finishing participant in this deal, and you got to finish in the top 50% of the field. If you go to the Toyota Championship, KG, you can win $2,500 for being highest placing, another $2,500 if you win it. So it's $5,000 right there. If you fish the, let's see, where was it? There were some others. The Elite Series, that's a $7,500 for highest placing finisher, and $5,000 if you win it. So that's a nice little deal. They're doing the Elite Series, the Classic, the Opens, College Series, all kinds of stuff. Go to CostaCompeteandConserve.com to learn more about it. Some really, really cool stuff, and a great way to help the environment as well. Very cool. A first of its kind is what we were told, and I agree with it. That's a very, very kick-ass program. So make sure you check it out. CostaCompeteandConserve.com. Get yourself signed up. I ain't even fishing that stuff, but I'm gonna sign up for it just because I can. So, all right. Let's see. That's as Jason would say, hashtag see what's out there. Get your picks in today, Wednesday the 21st. Today, Elite Series on Fork, 4-day derby, overall winning weight, pounds and ounces. Okay. Don't type in 88 pounds LBS 12 ounces. I get it. 88-12, it works. It's perfect. I'll take it. Okay. Trust me, it makes my Excel spreadsheet go so much quicker. MLF Pro Circuits on Lake Murray. What's the over under that a BPT guy wins this tournament? The side bet between us three girls. Yes or no, David?
Lake Murray. I think a lot of those guys haven't fished it. Well, no, wait, who's out fishing it? Drift going on. Yeah, I'll say it's. I'll say another BPT guy. Again, going back to what I said a few weeks ago, I think some guys fit this format. I think the BPT guy will take this event.
You know, one guy that fit this format, Jason Christie. That guy fit the 5 fish format. Is what he fishes, right? That's what he fit. No, sorry. What about you? What say you? BPT guy win or no?
I'll say no.
I wrote down no as well. I was trying to be different from David. That was it. I wrote it down before you gave your pick. That was it. So, Pro Circuit on Murray, 4 days. Again, overall weight for 4 days, pounds and ounces. 80.12 is sufficient. That's perfect, or whatever you want to put. Okay, it's perfect. I'm all for it. ABT on Lay Lake, Alabama Bass Trail on Lay Lake, 1 day event, third event in the South. Big points day for a lot of guys. 1 day, single day winning weight, pounds and hundreds. So 19.37 or whatever you want to put. I'm not giving you my picks, but whatever you want to put, that's one thing you can do. So make sure you add that one. Outlaw Outdoors on Rayburn, another 1 day deal. Again, pounds and hundreds. And I messed up my listing on my sheet here. Not on the website, but on my sheet, I messed up my listing. Dave is looking at me going, wait a minute, you missed one. And I did because I wrote them on my sheet wrong. But the National Professional Fishing League, 3 days, everybody fishes, no cuts. Everybody's going to fish. Everybody's going to drive through a weigh-in, the whole 9 yards. 3 day overall winning weight, Wright Patman Lake. And I'm hearing somebody call it 11 in practice, but I don't think that this massive cold front that is about to sweep through Alabama has hit there yet. And I'm afraid that's going to change a few things, KG.
It could.
You were okay. I can do this for going to pull teeth, trying to get you to talk. No, it could. You're right. It very well could. It's going to be an interesting event. I know nothing about the lake at all, and so never even heard of it until they announced it. So, kudos for that. One, that they're going there, and two, I mean, it could be a heck of an event. It really could. So,
we may be late enough in the spring that cold front won't necessarily hurt the fish, nearly as bad as what you would see earlier in the year. Late winter, early spring, it's a big deal. But we may be far enough along now where it's not that big of a deal. And it actually may create a better scenario. It may actually put the fish tighter to cover. And there's a lot of cover on that lake from the pictures I've seen. So it just may become a flipping deal.
Mark Pizer with Trickstep, trickstep.com, new stuff for your boat. Check him out. Mark Pizer told me he went down and pre-practiced a while back for one off limits, and he said, dude, if the weather holds, it could be stupid, like seriously stupid. So I'm hoping the cold front doesn't affect them. I think our high tomorrow or today on Wednesday is going to be like, 50. It's going to be cold compared to what it is or what it has been. I mean, as we record this on Tuesday night, it's 72 degrees and it's 6 o'clock. So, I mean, it's supposed to be cold. I mean, for us anyway. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do to them, but it's going to be an interesting final day of practice for sure for those guys. Same way for the guys over on Fork. I don't think it's going to hurt them as bad, but you got to, you never can tell. So there's your pick'ems for the week. Make sure you get those in by midnight tonight. Was this on Wednesday? If you're not listening to this on Wednesday, then you've missed out, and you just got to get ready for May, because then that's where the fun's going to begin. Once again, is in May. But go ahead and get your picks in. We got this Yeti backpack sitting here. I'm ready to send it out to somebody, ready to take care of somebody here with a trophy and a backpack. So make that happen. Also, too, don't forget about your Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing. Make sure you get those picks in, Kenneth, and make that happen. Sorry, I'm going to pick on you, bud, but you're just right there.
I got so much to do. How am I going to get it all done?
I don't know. I got a lot to do too. So I'm doing it right now as we record this. I'm kind of I got more balls in the air, juggling more stuff than you can imagine right now. So kind of crazy. So make sure you get that in. Make sure you do that, and then we will be in great shape. So let's take a quick little break, and then when we come back, we'll do a few news and notes, and then we'll get you guys back on the water right here on the Anglers Channel Insider Podcast. The commercial wasn't long enough, and I'm sitting there drinking my sweet tea. Oops, how about that? But hey, you got to give me props, KG. You got to give me props. I mean, I got commercials lined up, intro, I got everything but an outro at this point. So I mean,
Like,
you gotta give me props for this.
I'm starting to wonder if I'm on the wrong show. Like, is it someone else's show?
You could be. There's no, outside of CB. Well, it's CB and KG and DX. I don't know how you make all that into a whatever. But hey, we're just another dumb old fishing podcast. Is all we are. I mean, it ain't nothing. It's just another fishing podcast. That's all we are. So a little bit of a live, not live, but video component now, so people can put a face with a name or a face with a voice, or I don't know, shit, whatever you want to do. I know none of us put our names up here on this little deal, so it's that's pretty good. So. All right, so welcome back to some news and notes brought to you by our friends at Humminbird Electronics, Minn Kota Trolling Motors, Talon and Raptor Shallow Water Anchors. I'm getting antsy, KG. Ready to put my Raptors on my boat if I ever get a boat, ready to get that done. It's getting close. I don't know when, but hopefully, I don't know, maybe sometime this year we'll actually have a boat to look at and then play with and touch and feel.
You may have some cobwebs to wipe off those things.
My God. Yeah, they're still in the box down in storage, but that's hey. But hey, so is everything else. Everything else is in storage too. So this week, Pure Fishing announced the close on Plano Synergy. So Pure Fishing will retain ownership of the iconic Plano and Freybill brands to complement the company's existing footprint in the global fishing tackle market. It will also retain ownerships of Plano's storage and fall storage business, and this is the third strategic acquisition from Pure Fishing in 2 years. So that just makes those booths at ICAST get bigger and bigger and bigger, I think, every year. So as far as that goes, so there's your little bit of news there. Also, too, Professional Bass Fishing Hall of Fame announced this week. Our buddies Trip Weldon and Gene Gilliland are both being inducted into the Professional Bass Fishing Hall of Fame come September of this year. So big congratulations to those guys. That's a pretty cool honor. So excited to see that for Trip and for Gene. That's a good deal. So last week we all started having a text conversation that we have back and forth amongst us. And one of the subjects that came up was a few fishing lure manufacturers looking a little bare on shelves in some stores. And I went to Sportsman's this week, and there was a notable soft plastics company that, I mean, I don't know, 30 feet of space, 40 feet of space. And dude, it's as bare as my pantry down there. I mean, it's bad, dude.
Well, it's a company that most tackle stores, at least in our part of the country, and I'm assuming it's like that in a lot of other places. When you walk in it, there's usually one full wall dedicated to this one manufacturer.
Sure.
And has been that way for many, many years. But it's real obvious when you walk in and there's a ton of empty pegs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I noticed. I sent you guys a picture of the wall, and David asked me, he's like, is that everybody or just the one? And I looked at the others, and, the other ones are relatively full. The one peg that I did see that was empty, well, there's about 8 of them, was the Stray King Hybrid Hunters. We talked about that a few weeks ago, too. There's a Pro Team Journal show that ran. And when people say TV's dead, I'm going to combat that because that show aired, and I got a call from my guy at Sportsman's and said, dude, what is going on? Because we're literally sold out of Hybrid Hunters. And I said, I don't know. And I did some checking, and there was a TV show that ran on that crankbait, and dude, they were all but sold out. So the demand is still there, but do you feel like there's probably a supply chain issue somewhere along the way? It's got to be, right?
I think there is, and I think it's different depending on the manufacturer. I've heard a couple of possible reasons why. The Zoom is missing pegs. I don't know what's accurate. It could be some combination of the things we've heard, but regardless of why it's happening, it's the fact that it is happening. Right. But I know that there's at least one, if not 2 real manufacturers that are kind of behind on production as well.
Okay.
So, this is stuff that we were hearing back when the pandemic started last year that we were afraid was going to happen. And it kind of did happen, but we thought that it would be a short term and people would rebound and product would become available again. And it doesn't look like it's happening. If anything, I'm thinking maybe it's getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I know last year, we were partnered up with Mustad, and one of the things was we couldn't get product out of Mustad because, especially new product, because their manufacturing facility was in the province right next to where we believed the COVID came from, and everything was shut down. So nothing could ship, nothing could get over here. And so we know that was an issue. But, I think from a raw material standpoint, too, I did reach out to our buddy Mark Copley at Striking and Lure Company and Lose Rods and Reels. And I said, dude, are you guys having any issues with supply? And he said, oh, you wouldn't believe it. He said the demand is through the roof right now. So it's obvious that, we see it, all throughout the industry, boat manufacturers can't build them fast enough. Dealers can't hang on to them long enough. Everybody's, still selling boats, RVs, everything. Nobody's getting caught up because it's all still happening, right? The, license sales are through the roof, and boat registrations, everything else is still through the roof. So demand is still there. I drove across Gunnersville today in 3 different places, and I could count 6 to 10 boats every bridge I crossed over, just a quick glance. So
and we know that there's a lot of guys fishing tournaments as well. We see it in our results. All the ones that we show, there's tons of boats in them. We know the BFLs are up. We know the Toyota series are up. So almost record numbers in some cases. So obviously there's a lot of people fishing, a lot of people needing product in order to keep fishing. Right. So my fear is if the manufacturers that we rely on for this product, if there continues to be shortages, then at what point does it negatively affect the anglers?
Right. You made that comment last week in the text. What was the stats on that BFL? Was it BFL or Toyota series that you pulled up?
It was BFL.
It was BFL that I was specifically. There was like 7 events going on this weekend, and they gave the totals of how many fishermen that was. But the notable one was the Table Rock event had 230 boats and 230 co-anglers.
Wow. And
that was the second event of that division. The first tournament also had 230, and they cap it at 230. They will not let any more than 230.
Really?
So that's the first 2 tournaments were at 230, and they were expecting the third to be in that same range as well.
We don't get that here. You might get 2 something the first term, but it falls off.
It typically falls off. Like the Choo-Choo division that fishes in our neck of the woods, the first tournament I think it was over 200. I know, like maybe 216, 220, somewhere in that range.
Sure.
But the second one fell off a little bit. It wasn't a lot, but a little bit. But yeah, 230 boat field tournaments right out of the gate's pretty strong.
That's incredibly strong. Well, that's some crazy numbers. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. So, I would say stock up now what you can, or just call. If you need X Zone, call Kenneth because he's got it.
You're not getting my X Zone,
huh?
You're not getting my X Zone,
dude. I'm telling you.
Look, I've only got. I got 4 packs of these. Okay, you know how quick I can go through 4 packs?
Can you show what these are?
We're live on YouTube. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I got it. Oh yeah, there it is. Uh-huh.
This is some juice for our listeners or our viewers.
Hey, the Wacky Zone. Now,
do you have an adrenaline crawl?
You see that picture there? I do, as a matter of fact. See that picture there? They actually have a ridge built in the bait. So if you're wondering how to wacky rig your bait, they make it easy for you. Just put it right where they tell you to put it.
This is perfect. I love it. Where's the adrenaline bug? Or crawl? What's it called? Adrenaline what?
Well, they got both. There's the bug.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, it's got B. Why would you not buy that? It's got BP's face on it. Come on. Do y'all follow them on Instagram? If you don't, you need to. If you're not following them on Instagram, you got to follow them because they put some badass pictures up there of these baits.
We need an Anglers Channel version. We need to like come up with an Anglers Channel color for them and have them go in production with it.
Oh,
Maybe we need to have a talk with them.
What I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, I just want your pink rod gloves back there. But yeah, I mean that's that. What else you got?
Well,
I mean,
you know what the pink rod gloves are for?
This is like tech
my spinning rods. My spinning rods are pink.
They're pink. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like Tackle Tuesday with Kenneth. This is a whole new segment, David. We got to find like music for this. I mean, this won't do it, but I mean that won't do it. But I mean, we got to find something. Adrenaline crawl. I like that. They put a purple one up there today. That was like, oh, that's pretty too. I like it.
This is a slick little bait right here.
As Robbie Floyd would say, that's sexy. That's a sexy thing right there. It's a sexy time. Mm-hmm.
That is slick little bait. Now, now Egg Zone's a little unique in their plastics that they tend to float. So they're not. It's not just your ordinary bait. If you're not using Egg Zone, you need to check them out because they're different. You're looking for something different.
Sexy.
Check out Egg Zone.
Okay. I'll do it again just because I can.
Thing that's sexy. Sexy.
Show it again. Show it one more time. Hold up to the camera. Come on now. Come on.
Thing that's sexy. Sexy.
There it is. I like it.
Look, and it's green pumpkin on one side. Got a little red on the back side.
Stand down.
Let me do it again. I'll tell you.
Thing that's sexy. Sexy.
That'll catch him, won't it? That'll catch him. All right. You're wondering if you're listening to the podcast, you're wondering what the hell these fools are doing. Just go to our YouTube page and you can watch it. About the 56-minute mark, and you'll feel. David, I asked you guys to bring some topics to the table. Kenneth did. What's yours? Because you said I'm gonna have an eye roll emoji going here somewhere. So.
Well, the first, I guess the one I had was more or less just going back to, because the big event from one big event from this past weekend was with the Opens, right? The Southern Opens.
Yes.
And so what there's only 3 events per each Opens division this year. And so I'm just bringing this up to kind of poke your, because I guess I want to start silly season a bit early, I guess you could say, because they're past the Southern side is what passed the halfway point. So was it 3? Is it 3? Mm-hmm. 3 bursts? Yeah, 3 bursts go. 3 Elite Series bursts go to each division, and 3 go to the overall.
No, you didn't.
So, but I just want to give a shout out the guy who won it, because I heard his name get a bit butchered, but it was Daisuke Aoki won the event on Douglas this past weekend. But going back, so what's it the overall points?
One more time. Pronounce it again.
Daisuke Aoki. Yeah.
Daisuke.
There used to be there used to be a baseball player that used to play. He was a pitcher, I believe, for the Red Sox, and same first name. And the best way that they wrote it dice, like you roll dice,
right?
Okay, so Daisuke.
Daisuke.
So not Daisuke. It's too much emphasis.
It is because it's Daisuke.
Yeah.
Last name is Aoki. So Daisuke. Right,
Daisuke Aoki. He beat Drew Benton by 1 ounce, but
1 ounce.
But shout out to him. But the reason I wanted to bring this up was because just because I want to start silly season a tad bit early. But again, we've got.
I'm not going to do it. When's the last event
for the? Let's see. Let me pull that up here because I've got the. Because I want to pull up the southern side here. Give me a second, because I think they've got a bit. Because I think the Centrals are up next here. But let's see here.
I've got a little bit. I tell you, there's a couple of guys here I'm pulling for in this top 10. There's 12th place I'm pulling for. 17th because it's just a cool ass name, Masayuki Matsushita. I mean, that's like a.
He's he's fishing the Classic too.
Yes, sir. He is.
Yeah,
he is. What's interesting to me, is there's not a quote unquote Elite Series guy in the top 18.
Nope.
But look,
not yet.
Look who's leading it. Jacob freaking Fouts, the college kid from a couple years ago, right?
Yep. That's what I figured.
Williams, and then David Williams, who's been there before, and now is trying to get back. And Blake Smith, who is that Captain Blake Smith from Florida? Let's make sure it's the same one.
Let's see here.
Probably is.
I'll click it here.
Yeah, Lakeland, Florida. That's Captain Blake Smith. All right. We'll skip 4 and 5. John.
But that's what I wanted to bring up. This is why I brought it was number 4.
No, we're not. No. Because
sorry, David. Who's 4? I'm not looking at the list.
It's Poacher. It's Poacher. He's there, and then Asshats in fifth. Then John Hunter Jr. is in 6th, and Prosnick's in 7th. Then you got Josh Douglas in 9th. Josh had a heck of a derby on Douglas Lake as well. So, I mean, you got some other ones. Sam George down in 12th. Let's see who else. Joel Willard in 21st, who fished there and then ran to Arkansas or Texarkana to fish in the MPFL. So, I mean, it's kind of cool. But you look at like 19 is Patrick Walters, and then you run down and where's our next Elite Series guy? Drew Benton, 38th. I mean, they're down there a little ways. I mean, it's still a tough field, no matter how you look at it. So, but go ahead and finish your deal. I know you want to poke the bear and do all that. I only got a few minutes remaining here, but go ahead and keep poking there.
Well, does that go back to our conversation last year in the fact that if the guys are fishing it who are not affiliated with Bassmaster events anywhere else, why are they fishing them? What is their end goal? Are some of those guys fishing it to try to qualify for the Elite Series?
That's the only reason you would fish it. I mean, I can't think of any other reason. I mean, outside of trying to fish the Classic, I mean, why are you fishing the Toyota Series, Kenneth?
Well, it's not to try to make it to the BPT. I can tell you that.
No, I know that, but what's the end game for a Toyota Series? It's a championship, right?
Yes, there's a championship. There's $200,000.
And you're in the right boat brand, you can get another $35,000 out of that.
Yes, if I win any of them.
Right. But you're trying to qualify for that. There's no championship for the Opens. Your championship is either you win one and go to the Classic, or you make the top 3 in one division and you qualify for the Elites. Why else would you fish them? Right.
I
mean, that's just
exactly.
That's just what I mean. If you're fishing these, if you're an Opens guy and you're fishing them for anything other than trying to qualify for the Elites, I want to know what it is. Please tell me. If you're fishing them just because they're fun, I mean, there's a reason. You know, besides the Classic and the Elites, I'd love to know why Patrick Walters is fished them. I mean, what's his reasoning? Just to stay busy? He's trying to double qualify. I mean, is it, you know, there's a couple of things there, I'm sure.
That's a good question. I know he likes to fish a lot. Maybe he's doing it for the experience.
Sure.
Because, you know, I think we've talked about this before. If you just look at it from a dollars and cents standpoint of the standalone, it doesn't really make sense. The payout doesn't match what you have to do from an expense standpoint for it. Sure. It's the carrot. It's the Classic. It's qualifying for the Elites. That's what kind of sets it apart. That's what is the major incentive to fish them.
Sure. And of course, the Centrals haven't even fished a tournament yet. The Northerns haven't either. So the Southern is all you got to go off of. So, I mean, you're right. If you're fishing them for anything other than trying to qualify for the Elites or trying to win one at the Classic, I would really love to know what that is, because I think that's everybody's goal, is to try to qualify for the Elites out of this deal. You know, obviously, you know, Blake Smith, Poche, Ashmore, John Hunter Jr., Prosnick. We know why Prosnick's there. He left BPT to go there, you know?
Right.
So Jacob Fouts, college kid, fished the Classic. He's got the itch. Why not? And so far he's doing a tremendous job. Sam George fished the pro circuit at one time. So, I mean, I would imagine his end goal is to get there as well. So same with Joel Willard. We know Joel Willard's trying to qualify for the Elites.
Right.
He's fishing everything he can to get there. So I don't see why not. So yeah. So thanks, David. That was a great point. I hadn't even thought about points so far in the opens until you had to bring that up. Which, hey, you know what? More power to it. It's obvious 5 fish does him better than trying to catch 2-pounders. So
Well, and the reason I brought it up too was again going back to this whole thing about formats, but then there were rumors that some people are still a bit kind of not saying that they're unhappy, but there's rumblings that they don't like what's currently happening over at the Bass Pro Tour. And so I mean, with the guy
do you like what's currently happening over on the Bass Pro Tour?
I don't know, I'm not part of that group, so but you would assume that because there's a lot of egos. Some of the guys, they've got the accolades to kind of justify some of the part of the ego, but
sure.
Again with the guy in 4th right now in the overall rankings, I mean he's done. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV stuff, but I believe he's won some stuff on that format on the for the made for TV related type stuff. So it makes you kind of question: is it all the glitter, all that stuff kind of faded away, and then you kind of just say, yeah, it's not for me or what. So I just kind of question, and again, I'm surprised. Again, we only have the Southerns to kind of go off of, so we don't know if there's any other guys that have plans to fish and leave.
Sure.
So yeah.
Let me ask you this: come this weekend between us 3 girls, and I'll put a poll out on Twitter as well in a little while, but between us 3 girls. Come Saturday, well, we're working on Saturday, Kenneth, but let's say come Sunday, and you're sitting at home and you got some time. Are you watching Bass Live on Fork, or are you watching Pro Circuit on Murray? Which way are you leaning, or you got them both on at the same time?
I will watch the Elite Series, and I'll also be trying to get a little bit of a glimpse of Wright Patman.
Agreed. I'll be watching that Thursday, Friday for sure, seeing what's going on over there. So, good call.
I will, just because, again, going back to what you said about TV not being really dead, I like being able to just have something on TV instead of having to pull up my phone or going to a computer or tablet type stuff. So I will be watching the Elite Series on Sunday. Okay. And if possible, I think I definitely do want to pay, check out the TMPFL. If not on Sunday, I think they only fish through Saturday actually.
Right.
But see how their product is second time around here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that. I think it'll be good. I'm excited to see it. Glad they're getting back to fishing again, and that'll be good. All right, real quick.
Let me add this before we leave it.
Sure.
For somebody that fishes BPT and deciding to fish some of the opens or all the opens, whatever they decide, what you kind of have to keep in mind is, you're fishing the opens now, but you don't really know the outcome of it until you get to the end of the year.
Right.
It's such a big gap, and then you really don't know what's going to change with your primary tournament trail that you're fishing, because it seems to change every year. So to be honest with you, if you fish BPT with as much change that they've had, and even though they say they're going to do one thing, they tend to do something else, it seems to me like it would be a smart move to kind of have your foot, a pinky toe in something else to give you an option. Because if it gets to the point where it's just really bad, then you need to have another option.
We've talked about that. You're the devil's advocate on this deal. When I would bring this up in past podcasts and past conversations, you're like, they have options. This gives them options. You have to have options in this day and age. You have to. I don't care what you're into. You have to have options now. So
right. Well, I mean, and we've seen some guys leave cold turkey and really, put their eggs in a basket and work hard to try to get there. And some of them have been able to do that, and some of them have not.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I don't. If you're the top level professional guy known as that, and you drop out of one of the 2 circuits that's there to try to qualify for the other one, how many years can you do that and still be considered a top tier professional?
No, you're right.
Probably not long.
No, there's a lot of those guys are on year 2 right now.
Correct.
Fishing the opens. No, you're exactly right.
Correct. So you almost have to have a toe in each area to give you an option going forward, because it takes so long. You're working for a year to try to determine what you're going to do the next year.
Right. And last year, everything kind of got crammed up into one little deal, and it was, a lot of time off, and then you had then you're back on pretty hot and heavy there, pretty quick.
Right.
But,
I mean, the Elite Series was the only one that fished the entire season.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're exactly right. And
as an angler, how much of that can you afford? If you had another year where you missed tournaments because they didn't have them, how's that going to affect you with your current sponsors and going forward trying to get new sponsors? It's got to make it difficult.
It has to. That's why you see a lot of those guys dipping their toes into, like us, YouTube and other things, trying to create content. Because I'm not saying they're not relevant, but until they do something and get qualified, it really doesn't differentiate them much, compared to everybody else that's out there trying to do it.
They can't rely on someone else to give them that platform. They got to take it upon themselves to make sure they have their own platform.
No, you're exactly right. So you're exactly right. So, well, guys, did we learn anything this week? David, what'd you learn this week? Anything?
No, I just need I learned a lot of stuff, but nothing. I guess I just need more money. That's all I mean.
Okay. All right.
If you know, CB, you know what I'm referring to, but
I do. David is in a war with. Yeah, I won't even go there. Let's just say he's got a lot going on, and I'm excited for him in the process and how that happens. So I really am. KG, how about you? What'd you learn this week?
Well, the big thing I learned we've kind of already discussed. I have learned to try not to take some things for granted. I'm kind of used to, if I need something fishing related, I just go get it.
Yeah.
And I'm learning in some cases what I want may not be available to get, or it makes it difficult to find. And there's several things that have been on my list. One thing is actually en route. It's in shipping. I'm not going to talk about what it is, but it took a while for me to finally find this one item.
I tell you what, I've got a sticker pack, buffs, and lanyards to anybody that can give us a guess onto what Kenneth has got coming that has taken a while. 256-535-321. In fact, Kenneth will take an X Zone bait off his wall, autograph it, and send it along with this package. 256-535-3217. What is Kenneth waiting on? That's going to be our new contest from here on out. What is Kenneth waiting on? You got to guess it right. 256-535-3217. It's pretty simple. Please do that. Well, good. I have learned this week that you got to keep that circle tight. You got to keep that circle of friends really, really tight, and you've really got to, watch out for those who aren't clapping when you do well, because it's people suck. That's all I can say. That's what I'm going to say right now. People, yeah. I've got another story for the weekend, but we got to save it for our whole show, because I can't even go into that right now.
Oh, come on.
I can't. My mind was blown over the weekend. I mean, just absolutely crazy. So it's, that's a whole nother show. But anyway, well, folks, as always, thanks for listening to this week's AnglersChannel Insider Podcast. We appreciate you guys for listening. Hey, what's our number? Oh, I didn't even say this yet. Well, I won't say it for next show because it's May, so we'll wait for that. But what's our number, David? What's our number? For this week? 4. Number 4. Texture number 4 gets an AC, prize pack, and hat once they arrive. It's going to be a couple weeks. Once they arrive, you can do that. So we appreciate you guys for listening. We do encourage you to subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast app. We also ask, if you like the show, go ahead and share it with your mom and them. Feel free to chime in as always and give us your thoughts via the X Zone hotline, 256-535-3217. I tell you what, y'all have a laundry list of shit to add to this text this week. I'm just telling you, there's a lot to add to these text messages. So y'all hope you took notes and kept up with it. So that'll be really good. And I had one more thing to mention, but I don't even remember what it is. Oh, I know. If you're playing the U Pick'ems this week,
and may the odds be ever in your favor.
there you go. For Kenneth Grover and David Zone, the AC Circus, I'm Chris Brown. Guys, have a great week and weekend. And as always, God bless, good fishing. Wash your damn hands. Wear your damn life jackets. Buckle it up. We'll see you next week.
Don't take it personal.
We don't. Well, I do, maybe, but we don't.